King's Indian defense, normal variation, 4.e4d65.nf3006.h3c57.d5e68.bd3x59.x5 Intense. That was a serious game. White really outplayed black in that one. Black had a good opening, but white was on another level. White overpowered black in the middle game. Both players had incredible precision in the end game. In the English opening, white plays c4 to take control of the d5 square without sacrificing a central piece. This is a more patient opening. g6 prepares to fianchetto the dark squared bishop on g7, where it will attack the center from the long diagonal. The dark squared bishop can develop because d4 takes up room in the middle. This develops a knight from its starting square, activating it. And c3 prepares the e2-e4 pawn push and helps control the d5 square. Fianchetto move bg7 places the bishop on the long diagonal. e4 takes full control of the center. d6 controls the e5 square and allows the light squared bishop to develop. Nf3 supports the d4 pawn and puts pressure on the e5 square. Castling gets the king out of the center and activates the rook. h3 takes control of the g4 square, allowing white to play b3 without getting the bishop attacked by ng4. c5 gains space in the center, attacks the d4 pawn and prepares to develop the knight behind the c pawn. d5 takes space in the center and prevents a black knight from developing to c6. e6 attacks the d5 pawn, challenging white's center. bd3 develops the bishop, prepares castling, and defends the e4 pawn. It is a fair deal after all captures. Backs off. This takes an open file, a common method for activating a rook. This blocks the check from an opposing rook. This is the only move that works. By doing this, a knight moves out of its beginning square and into the action. Castling gets the king to a safer square, out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. Castling to the same side of the board as the opponent avoids some of the attacking associated with opposite side castling. It is the last book move. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. Now that the rooks can see one another, they can defend one another. It is ideal. A wise decision. It is quite good. When the queen retreats, this attack wins a tempo. That's good. This deters an assault on a queen who is weak. It is quite good. This exchange is fair. It is ideal. This ignores a more effective technique to reclaim a piece. It is incorrect. There was only one good move in that position. It is a miss. This blocks an attack on a vulnerable rook. This threatens to double the pawns in front of the king. It is best. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This prevents the opponent from being able to double the pawns in front of the king. It is best. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is ideal. This exchange is fair. It is ideal. Backs off. It is ideal. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. By doing this, a bishop moves out of its beginning square and into the action. It is quite good. This fails to take use of the chance to improve a bishop's square and broaden its range. It is incorrect. This ignores a superior strategy for protecting a pawn that was being attacked. It is incorrect. This keeps the material balance in check with good commerce. It is ideal. Recaptures. This suggests kicking a bishop. It is ideal. Now that the rook is on an open file, it is easier to control squares all over the board. By elevating it to the 7th rank, this poses a threat of activating a rook. It is ideal. What I would have advised is that it is ideal. This confines the opponent's king while also moving a rook to the 7th rank, activating it. That's good. There was only one move that was effective, and this wasn't it? This wastes a chance to center a knight and give it more power over squares. It is incorrect. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. This threatens to win a knight. It is excellent. This wastes a chance to threaten a rook and gain the tempo. It is incorrect. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This misses an opportunity to move a queen to safety. It is an inaccuracy. Backs off. It is ideal. This is not the best approach. It is incorrect. That's a decent move. That's good. This poses the risk of producing a passed pawn. It is ideal. This is the only good move. This stops the opponent from being able to create a passed pawn. It is a great move. Among the best actions. It is quite good. It's alright. That's good. This overlooks an opportunity to centralize a knight so it controls more squares. This permits the opponent to create a passed pawn. It is a mistake. The pawn is now passed because it can no longer be opposed as it attempts to promote by other pieces. It is ideal. This poses a threat to an outpost manned by a knight. It is ideal. This secures a pawn. It is quite good. This requires an outpost, a square that is currently in play where a pawn cannot push the knight off. It is ideal. This is the way to win a pawn. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. The queen is now on a square that is more secure. It is quite good. This reveals a check. This prevents the opponent from being able to push a passed pawn towards promotion. It is best. The checking bishop is moved away in this move. It is ideal. Very precise. It is best. Recaptures. Black is losing because the endgame has begun. It is quite good. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This moves the checking rook farther away. It is ideal. This forks multiple pieces. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is ideal. Backs off. It is ideal. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. The moved pawn advances toward its objective. It is ideal. It was a free pawn there. It is ideal. A passed pawn is pushed by this. It is ideal. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. This wins a knight. It is best. Intense. That was a serious game. White really outplayed Black in that one. Black had a good opening, but White was on another level. White overpowered Black in the middle game. Both players had incredible precision in the endgame.